Welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. It's been an interesting last few days for certain. I know we've just clicked over from September to October, and a lot of people were thinking that that was going to be a dramatic event, but it wasn't. Okay, we haven't, nothing's imploded, nothing has happened too dramatically, and that's what I wanted to talk about timing. Now, there's a outlook of most people that they want to see the highlight reel. They want to see an event. They want to see something that said, then point their finger to and said, yep, that was the time where things happened. Kind of like Nixon's speech in 1971 when we came off the gold standard. But at that time, it wasn't a dramatic event. It was just a speech, and they were like, yeah, whatever. And they moved on. And people had to analyze what was going on, and people in the know. So, like, okay, now I understand what he's saying. That's really changing the economy. But at the time, for most people, it was like, yeah, whatever. And they moved on with their lives. Little did they know that inflation was about to get crazy, out of control in the 70s and so on. But see, that's what happens in a lot of financial systems, is that things don't happen quite often overnight. They happen slowly, then suddenly. Now, could we see a dramatic event? It is October, and there's been many talk about October 1st and how that they've changed the British pound to a polymer versus paper. The Vatican has asked all the money to be in their banks by October 1st. All different. There's lots of different stories that are out there about October 1st and certain things happening. But last I checked, the sun still came up. The banks are still open. Things are still moving along. Stock market things look great today. Haven't really looked, but there are things. If you look below the surface, peel back that veil and take a look and see what's really happening. And you need to read the tea leaves. You need to get, you need to get prepared. Okay. You need to get educated about what's going on behind the scenes, the things that are not going to be like, it's not going to be the front page of the newspaper or the lead story on the news. It's not going to be that way unless like it's super dramatic, like a Lehman Brothers or the banks are closed or whatnot, which could happen. I mean, we're all preparing for these different scenarios, but we're not going to know unless there's a huge dramatic event what is the tipping point of like the old financial system finally crumbling and the new one being built. We see the mortgage rates going up. We see inflation going up. We see that today the Federal Reserve is meeting behind. They have a closed door meeting because they're concerned about what's going on in Europe with energy issues and all the different financial problems that are happening in Asia and Europe right now that could easily migrate over to the United States. So what can we do? Well, you need to get prepared, and you need to go to an event like this, EconomicPreppers. Before I start talking about that event, I want to share something that this is kind of a theme that I wanted to have today. So this is like, if you've ever seen this sign before, sometimes bars have this, or they put on the marquee outside. It's kind of it's just a key phrase that they use. It's very common. Like, then they say free beer tomorrow because it's never free beer today. It's free beer tomorrow. So when it gets to be 12:01 and he asks for your free beer, you don't get a free beer because now it's tomorrow, which is not today. That's the kind of timing that I wanted to talk about. So one of the things that's very hard to predict is timing. It's like we can get prepared so that we're not scared. We have food. We have everything that we need in case there's a dramatic event. But we don't go crazy about it. Right? We're not going to have 5 years worth of food and have a bunker and a bug out vehicle. Maybe you do, but to be prepared, you don't have to be scared to the point where you need like, okay, I need like 10 years of supplies and a place in the woods that no one can find me. That may be what it comes to. I hope not, but you got to be prepared. The first part of being prepared is like, what happens if banks are closed for a few weeks? Well, do you have enough cash on hand to get through? If cash has not become a thing anymore, just they remove cash for whatever reason, which is more of a dramatic event. Like if ATMs they're not giving out cash, because I've heard many stories lately where people go to banks, they're trying to move money, they're trying to wire funds, they're trying to pull cash out. They're having a difficult time doing that. The cash is getting less and less available. And we had it with a coin shortage, which they all talked about for the last year or so. Everybody's wondering why that is. It could be as simple as that it costs too much to make these coins, and the metal itself is worth more than making the coinage. It's possible. But typically like Occam's razor, keep it simple, stupid. The simplest solution is often the right one. It could be just that they don't want cash anymore. They don't want people using cash because they want to get to CBDCs and trace all your financial transactions. But we're going to be talking about how to get prepared and what those CBDCs mean, and how you can prepare yourself with, in the real estate market, which is, going crazy right now, and prices are starting to dip, and interest rates are going up, mortgage rates are going up as well. How to prepare yourself with gold and silver and have that as a preservation of wealth and a just in case means of exchange, but a great way to store your value. And also cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, the digital gold, and having, becoming your own bank, and what you need to do and how you need to keep that secure, and proper practices like with Divvy Daddy Patrick and his 10 crypto commandments, which we're going to talk about at Economic Preppers. And we know that everybody is concerned right now, either financially or why am I orange again? Weird lighting. So everybody's concerned financially, or they're concerned about just world events. So many people don't want to travel out to Dallas. So we made it very easy, and you can see the ticker going by. You can come for the virtual event for just $150. Tickets are still available for that. We have not one, not two, but 3 guest speakers. We have Bill Noble from Token Metrics, and we just did a Twitter space with him this morning. I will try to link that up here. Let's see how I do with that. The second speaker is Tom from Load One. He's going to be speaking about digitizing or tokenizing silver and gold. And the third one is going to be Glenn from Coin Trading Company, and he's going to be there. He's coming out. He'll be there Friday and Saturday. I've talked about all 3, but what I haven't talked about, and if you can come to the event, I want to talk about the VIP experience and our happy hour. So let me share my screen one more time. Let's see. And of course, you got to get the right window, which is right here. So this is the property that we're going to be going to. It's a couple miles from the venue. I know we said you don't need to rent a car, but VIPs will take you there. We'll get you there. But Friday night for our happy hour, we're going to be going to the Reserve, which is a couple of miles from our event. Just wanted to show a couple pictures as they scroll through of the property that we're going to be at. It's a couple miles away. It's a very nice location. And sometimes I believe in like signs, or just like karma, things that happen. Now, I was watching this video, and I'll link this. I'll play this video, but I froze it at this point because this is actually one of my favorite tequilas, and it was actually in their video. So it was Tres Generaciones Reposado. So that is my number 1 tequila go-to. But so that was a great sign that was in their event. So let me play this without the sound, so I don't get any issues with YouTube or whatnot. But here's just an idea of where we're going to be. So if you're in the Dallas area and you're able to come out, and you want to come out even just for the happy hour, we will for just the VIP experience, but we will make that a possibility. But I mean, for $279, you get everything. And if you're in the Dallas area, you get to go with us to this happy hour. You get the breakfast early in the morning, early access, and you also get to have the a whole day with 3 guest speakers, Dylan, Patrick, and myself, all talking about all the things I've been talking about, preserving your wealth in different ways. So I think that's enough of this video. So let me pause it. So you get the idea. It's a good place to go. So let me go back here and stop sharing, and let's wrap up this video. So it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be, and I was just checking the audio here, so I don't need that anymore. So, but it's going to be a great time out there. We're really looking forward to it. This is the final stretch for us. I'm going to be in Texas along with Divvy Daddy on Wednesday, where we're going to be doing AMA for our crypto commanders, on Patreon. And we will be talking about there on our typical Wednesday night members only AMA. And then we'll be sharing articles again. We have a guest article that comes out the following week, and then do an AMA and so on and so on. But there's lots of content there. And then we're freezing that price this week. That price for that $39 level, it's going to go away after this week. And then it's going to go up to the normal level, which is higher, to join us when the AMAs and get those 2 articles a month, 2 AMAs a month, and so on. So, and join our community, Telegram, and so on. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on. But I hope to have the workbook. The workbook has been delivered to the hotel, and we've got a thumbs up on that. And we're all getting our own copies tomorrow. So thank you, Amazon, for delivering that so quickly. But we needed to use that real quick service. So that should be available, and I should be able to share that with you tomorrow. So there's even more to share about the event. But as far as timing and world events, okay, and economic events, timing is the hardest thing to predict. We don't know when it will happen, but we certainly know if it will happen. We see all the signs. All the signs are pointing towards a new economy that must emerge, and there could be two at once. There could be a CBDC based version with, I've talked about that before, and we'll talk about that on Saturday, how CBDCs are not necessarily what we want from, again, central banking versus the, be your own bank, crypto, and control your own financial world with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and altcoins, precious metals, and real estate, basically being a little bit more independent, or a lot more independent, and not being reliant on the legacy financial system. And as they try to modify it to keep going as long as they can. That's one of the reasons it's so hard to predict timing, is because they're going to keep trying to throw whatever they can to extend that clock and keep this running as long as possible before it completely implodes. So could it be this week? Could it be this month? Of course it could, but it could take years as well. But the important thing is that we need to be educated and prepared. So I hope to see you in either live or virtually in Dallas at EconomicPreppers, along with Patrick, Dylan, and our 3 guest speakers. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be traveling very soon. So you'll see a lot of me on some videos, and hopefully we can go live from the event as well. But looking forward to seeing you there. But with all that said, I look forward to reading your comments, and I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, say file leader one more time, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.